Hey, good morning. It is Friday, April 17th, 2020. Miss you all. We're getting used to this, so we're into the swing of things, doing these videos and you guys watching and doing your work. So I'm glad it's going well. So, do you know that today is the 141st day of school? We go to school for 181 days. That means we have how many more? 181 minus 141. We have 40 more days. And I know this because I also work with Mrs. Lavalle's kindergarten class, and they count the days. Remember when you used to do that? And you would bundle them in tens and then count by tens. And so I saw this morning as she announced today is day 141. So we're moving along. So what we're going to do first is, we have a lot of DLR to do, our daily language review. So take that sheet out now, please, because of the vacation. And it's important that we do this every day. These are things that you're all working on. And we want to make sure that we get this right so that when we do our writing, we can see it. So, and you know me, trying to figure this out. Can you see it? Okay. So let's go over. We're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Monday, which word is spelled correctly? They're spelling mailbox. Mailbox, the second one. It's a compound word. We have the word mail and the word box. So you should have corrected the second one. And this next word is animal. It's the third one. Animal. A-N-I-M-A-L. Sentence 1. Did you remember to pack a toothbrush, nightgown, and bathing suit? Here's a list, so we have to put commas there. We had to capitalize the first letter, and what kind of punctuation? It's a question mark. They're asking you something. So, did you remember to pack a toothbrush, comma, nightgown, and bathing suit? And remember, we're learning now to put that comma after nightgown too. All right, the next sentence. Derek, his favorite subject is art. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Derek's, apostrophe S. We're talking about something of Derek's. What is Derek's? His favorite subject is what we're talking about. So capital D for the name. Derek's, apostrophe S, favorite. We don't use his, so we just cross that off because we put the apostrophe. Derek's favorite subject is art. And I made it with an exclamation because I'm going to say it this way. Derek's favorite subject is art. If you just said it, Derek's favorite subject is art, it would just be a period, so you could do it either way. The analogy, 7 is to number. That 5 is the fifth problem. So 7 is to number as G is to letter. Okay? Moving right along. Tuesday. Correct the sentences. Me and Sam want to help Mrs. James wash her car. It should be Sam and I. Who wants to do it? Sam and I want to. Wash your car. Capitalize Sam, it's a name. Always capitalize the I. Want to help Mrs. Mrs. has to be capitalized. And we have a period after the S. So Mrs. James, and her last name is James, so capitalize that. Wash her car, period. Number 2, have you ever been on an airplane? Have has to be capitalized, beginning of the sentence. Question mark at the end because they're asking us a question. Now here's something that we talk about once in a while. It's not been on a airplane, it's been on an airplane. And we always use an when the next word begins with a vowel. So it's airplane, starts with a vowel, A-E-I-O or U. So it's on an airplane. If I said, would you like to eat an orange? Orange starts with an O. If I say, do you want to eat a banana? Banana starts with a B. So, because of the vowel word, this is an. Use the context clues, the rest of the sentence, to figure out what masquerade means. So, on Halloween, he will masquerade as a ghost by using a sheet. Well, I know on Halloween you dress up, and I know people dress up as a ghost, and he's using a sheet, so that means he's making a costume. So masquerade means dress up in a costume. He was ailing, so he stayed home from school and went to the doctor. That's not a word we use a lot or hear. But let me see. I know he stayed home from school and he went to the doctor. And I know people stay home from school, and if they have to go to the doctor, it means that they are sick. So ailing means sick. And then you can replace that to double check. He was sick, so he stayed home from school, went to the doctor. Let's try this here. On Halloween, he will dress up in a costume as a ghost by using a sheet. So you can double check your definition by replacing the bolded word. Right? Is this number 5, a command statement, a command, a question, or an exclamation? Are they telling us something? Are they about something? Are they telling us to do something? Are they asking? Or are they excited? So have you ever seen the Grand Canyon? It's a question. And they didn't put the question mark there because they wanted you to figure that out. So that's Tuesday. Switch to Wednesday. Give myself a trouble here. Let's see. Wednesday. Good. Subject or predicate. And we talked about that the other day. The subject is who the sentence is about, and the predicate is what's happening, what's the action. So Maria and Jason threw a surprise party for their mother. So they want to know this underlined part. Is that subject or predicate? Is that about who's doing something, or is it what they're doing? And we know that it's about Maria and Jason doing the action of throwing a party for their mother. So that's a predicate. What are Jason and Maria doing? They're throwing a surprise party. Predicate. The Great Barrier Reef is 1,250 miles long. That's telling us about something, or is it telling us what something's doing? It's telling us about the Great Barrier Reef, which is in the ocean down near Australia. So that's a subject. Correcting our sentences. Helen Keller was learned how to use sign language when she was 4. Ooh, that sounds funny. Well, I know Helen Keller needs to be capitalized, first and last name. I know it needs a period at the end. And it says when she was 4. So they misspelled that. They used the wrong 4. It's F-O-U-R. Make sure you spell that correctly. Now here, Helen Keller was learned. I'm just going to cross out was. Let's try it this way. Helen Keller learned how to use sign language when she was 4. So that makes sense. Number 4, the elephant drawed water in using his trunk, and he sprayed it on his back. This one, there's a couple different things you could do. We know we capitalized the T at the beginning. We know we put a period at the end. It's not asking us a question. Drawed. The ED means it happened already, but when we say the word drawed, we don't use ED. We say drew. Now, draw and drew means like you're drawing a picture, but draw also means to take in, like to suck in. So the elephant drew water using his trunk and sprayed it on his back. You may have said it a little bit differently. There are a couple of ways to do it, but this was the easiest one that I saw. Which word is spelled correctly? Dangerous. The first one has that O-U-S. It does sound like it says danger-us, dangerous, dangerous. Those are sound like the way we say it. This is how we spell it correctly. And let's do Thursday. Okay. Sentences. Doesn't you have 2 brothers and 1 sister? Well, it not doesn't. I think you would all agree that kind of sounds funny. So we say do with a capital D. Do you have 2 brothers? How do we spell 2, meaning the number? T-W-O. 2 brothers and 1 sister. They're asking us a question. So, do you have 2 brothers and 1 sister? Question mark. Please stand in line for the picture, said the teacher. Right? This is dialogue. They're telling us the teacher said something. So we put that in quotes. So what did the teacher say? She said, please stand in line for the picture. So we use a capital P beginning of the sentence, but we put those quotation marks at the beginning. And when they go at the beginning of what the teacher said and at the end, we have a comma And it's said the teacher, period. Use the context clues to figure out what does enthralling mean. Ooh, that's a tough word too. Never heard that one used in anything we've done. The book was so enthralling that we wanted to keep on reading. So by reading that sentence, I'm thinking, this person, or it sounds like we, so it's a classroom, maybe the teacher's doing a read aloud, wants her to keep on reading. So that means they're really into the book. They're excited about it. So the book was exciting. The book was so exciting that we wanted to keep on reading. And that makes sense. Past, present, or future? Did it happen already? Is it going on now? Or is it going to happen? The plane landed on time at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. I circled the ED, landed. The verb says landed, and I know if it's ED, it happened already. Excuse me, so that's the past. Her baggage will be sent to her later. Will be means she didn't get it yet. It didn't happen. So that's going to happen. So that's the future. Okay, that was a lot that we did. And then today, let's look at Fridays. Again, read the underlined part and decide, is it a capitalization, a punctuation, a spelling, or a no mistake? And you're going to pay attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look at this one. You'll pick one of these under the 1. And the same thing all the way through. I know there was a lot on here, so you can rewind the video to make any corrections. I know I don't have you turn these into me, or you don't have to send me pictures of doing your work. I mean, if you'd like to, you may, but you don't have to. This is something that we're just correcting this on our own as regular practice that we're doing. So that is that. So we're going to start something now. We're going to be doing our Mrs. Oppel's new hairstyle. On a bad hair day, so the barrettes came out. I told you we're going to be starting informational writing, and we started doing a little bit of that in school. We were going to choose circus animals to write about, do some research, and we were watching some videos on circuses, and we don't see circuses too much. And the reason for that is because people have decided that it's really cruel to some of those animals, what they make them do and how they make them follow the rules of the circus and how to perform their tricks. So you don't see circuses. Barnum and Bailey was a big famous circus that went out of business a couple of years ago. But I thought to narrow down which animals we were going to write about, we would use circus animals. So I'm reading my notes over here. So you'll notice that I put links on your Google Classroom page to some videos that I picked out for the circus animal. Yesterday you told me what your favorite animal was, so I did some research and found some videos. So I want you to watch those videos, and then what you're going to do is take a piece of notebook paper, and I need you to start taking notes about your animal. What you're going to do is take notes and learn about things about their body, physical features that they tell you about, their habitat. Do we know what that word means? Habitat is where an animal lives, maybe where it's from, where it lives outside, or things that you learn about that. I don't want to give you too many clues. I want to see what you come up with. And the last thing is interesting facts. When you watch these videos and do research, you find out things, say, oh, I never knew that. So I've given you the 2 videos. I also want you to see if you have any books at home. Because we're not in school, this is part of what we were going to do. I had animal cards and some books on things, so we have to be creative. We're going to have to look up some things ourselves. So maybe you have books at home. Maybe you have an encyclopedias, probably not, but maybe you have some kind of research books. You can also go on, PebbleGo.com. I believe you've all used that. Newsella. Go into Newsella and you can do a search on your animal, see what you can find there. And you can also go on television. I know on my remote control I have the microphone and I can press and say something and it finds me shows on that. if you have one of those, but I know Animal Planet and Nat Geo Channel, so see if you can do a search on that. There have been a lot of, Mr. Oppel's been watching Animal Planet and those zoo shows. I think he wants to be a zookeeper now instead of an accountant. He's always watching that. For a while there, he was watching cooking shows. Now he's always watching the animal shows at the zoo, and they are really interesting, so use that too. What I want you to make sure you do is write your facts down on those 3 areas. So it's their body, their habitat, and interesting facts. And I want you to keep track of where you're getting the information. So in another piece of notebook paper, you need to write down the videos, or Google, or Pebble Go, or what the name of the article was that you watched, or the name of your book. You could write that down too, because we'll be talking about how we found that information. So what I'm going to do is show you how I want you to do this. See if this cooperates, and then it's not going to fall down. It's getting heavy because I've used most of the paper up. You know when things don't... Oh, where's that clip? Let's see if that clip will help. Okay, clip's going to help. Right, so I chose monkeys. Back this up. I chose monkeys because they're an animal in the circus. So, on your notebook paper, monkeys. And in specific, I chose spider monkeys because often spider monkeys were used in circuses. So write down your title. Now I'm just going to write down a bunch of facts. I watched videos on this. I didn't get facts from anything else yet, but I found that they have long arms that look like a spider. They could weigh 11 kilograms. Uh-oh. I meant to look that up to see what that means. So you can go on Google and you can find a conversion chart if they tell you things in kilograms and metric. I know they're from South America and Central America. I know that they eat fruit, nuts, bugs, and birds. Let's see. I found out that they're endangered. What does endangered mean? It means we're running out of monkeys because they're dying off or being killed or being captured or something like that. I learned that they live high in trees. That's where they hang out. Keep themselves protected. Let's see, I have learned that they have a long, strong tail, like another arm. And that's kind of why it looks like called a spider monkey. So you'll keep going. You're going to write down your notes, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more on Monday and Tuesday. What you can do is, we're going to do this on Friday and Monday, so you don't have to rush this today. You don't have to get it finished over the weekend. So we'll be working on this. This is what you're going to be working on at home. Today, you can watch videos or find things over the weekend, and also on Monday. So Monday is going to be our new... No, we won't do that tonight. We're working on Friday today. We're on number 15. So you should all have 16 in your folder for next week. But you're going to write down your notes. That's your assignment, okay? Everybody have a great day. It's chilly out there. It's sunny, but it was 39 when I just checked my thermometer. So that's pretty cold. But we can still get outside. And did you hear what might be coming? I think our activity might be doing some shoveling. I hope the snow stays away. Mr. Apple told me it was going to snow. I haven't watched a weather report myself, but I did hear a little something when the television was on yesterday. So hopefully it doesn't snow. So Have a great Friday, everybody. TGIF, and have a great weekend.